So my brother's out here getting in some last minute vitamin D before that sun goes down. Apologize. I'm in my birthday suit. You guys are getting the clean version. Actually, I'm out here tanning my balls. So yeah. Anyways, what I want to talk about just really briefly here is true suffering. True suffering is thinking you deserve something, but also knowing deep down you will not do what it takes to get that thing. And I feel like a lot of us, that's how we like to kick off the new year. We feel like we're entitled. We see all these other men on the internet and we sit here and go, why can't I be like that? How come that's not me? Because you ain't gonna do what's required, bro, when it comes down to it. God has been calling you every year. He's been calling you and calling you and calling you. And you aren't picking up the phone. God's tapping on your heart. Hey, wake on up. I got a mission for you. And we'll sit here and we'll be like, we'll say yes to some things, the convenient things, the things that are easy, the things that don't take much out of us. But when he calls us to step out, not only in faith, but step out in doubt, ooh. When he calls us to go up to that person and introduce yourself, when he calls you to step out of your comfort zone, how about this one? When he calls you to tithe, a lot of you guys you don't like that subject. A lot of you right now are clicking out right now. You're done watching Dre Drexler. You don't want to hear that. When he calls you to give financially, to help other people out. See, we love to surrender. We have a willingness to surrender in some areas of our lives, and we boast in those areas. We beat our chest and be like, yeah, I'm a warrior for Christ, dude. But when God calls us to do the things that we don't like to do, or the things that are difficult, the things that are inconvenient, think about that. Giving money, tithing, when is that ever convenient, bro? It ain't. I'm not going to make this whole video about tithing, but I'm just talking about giving in general, being useful, giving yourself, giving your time, your attention, right? So many of us, we look around the world and we see all these other men and we want to be in their shoes so bad. We want to be like this guy, like that guy, like this red pillar, like this influencer. And we're always, every scenario we face, we go out and we just think, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? How can I be like that guy? How can I level up? Rather than thinking, how can I help this guy level up? How can I lend my hand down and help out this young man? How can I be useful and build up not just my kingdom, but God's kingdom? Most of us, we don't think like that. And that's why most men are out here just falling flat on their face, just failing over and over and over. We think if we just keep trying, keep pushing, keep hustle mode, get back into a season of monk mode, that's, one of these times it's going to work. No, it's not. Oh, this New Year's resolution, this one's going to be different. Since when has anybody achieved greatness from a freaking New Year's resolution? No, nobody I know. It's an identity change, bro. It's literally changing your environment, changing your surroundings, who you surround yourself with, the things you immerse yourself into, right? And when God calls you to let go of some things, are you going to do it? Are you going to fully shut that door behind you, that life behind you? Because that only then are you going to be able to walk fully into that next door that God has for you. Otherwise, if you don't shut that door behind you, you're going to have one foot in and one foot out. You know what that's called? That's called being on the fence. And guess who owns the fence? Satan owns the fence. So this year, I think God's requiring us to do some things, to step out, not just in faith, but step out in doubt. He's requiring us to have a willingness. He's requiring us to do some things that are inconvenient. The man you are right now, it is literally impossible to become the man that God's called you to be. The man you are right now, it's literally impossible to get that wife that you so want and desire. You cannot be the man that you currently are right now. It's not going to work. For you to go to that next phase in your life, you cannot be the man that you are right now. You got to shut the door on the man you are right now. right? And you may have done some incredible things in this life. You may be you may have accomplished some things and done some good deeds, and you may have been leveling up. But now in 2025, God is requiring you to step up to the plate and do the inconvenient, I think, is the word I'm looking for here. And we talked about it on the Word Club this morning, which, by the way, is $7 to join right now. Highly encourage you to jump in with us. You'll lock in that price, $7 a month. But to be diligent, bro. Meaning, no matter the weather, no matter if you're having a high season or a low season, you stay diligent. You stay doing what you need to do, what God has called you as a man, whether it's convenient or inconvenient. You have to die to your old self, and you have to become reborn, right? Dudes will look at my marriage with Bree and be like, yo, I want a marriage like that so bad, bro. My dude, I did not get Bree handed over to me on a silver platter while I was at home kicking back on the couch eating potato chips every night. What was I doing? I was doing 3 things specifically. I was in constant prayer every single day, communicating and talking with God, asking him what he wanted for me in my life, asking and figuring out ways how I could better align myself with him. That was number 1. Deep prayer, day in and day out. The second thing, getting a little cold, sun's going down, shivering. The second thing, fasting. Fasting is huge. Fasting occasionally, and I'm not talking about just your daily intermittent fasting like we all do here. I'm talking about actually like having seasons or having times throughout the year where you do maybe a 24-hour fast, where you do a 72, maybe a 3-week kind of fast, Daniel fast, different, or fasting. It doesn't even have to always be from food, but maybe from certain devices, things that are holding you back, that are distracting you, things that are holding you back from your relationship with Christ, and using those times of fasting to really dial in your relationship with God and getting deeper with him and really seeking him, seeking revelation from him, vision from him, right? And the third thing is giving, right? Circling back here, giving even when it's the most inconvenient, especially then. Some guys, and especially when it comes to money, they'll sit here and be like, I don't make that much money, so I can't do it right now, man. I can't give, right? I can't afford it. But and they'll always say this every time, but I'll start giving once I make a whole bunch of money. Yeah. And you might be sitting here thinking that same mindset. I used to think that like that too when I was little, but check this out. It's way easier to give when you have less money versus when you have a lot of money. Think about this. Say you make $1,000 a month, right? It's a lot easier to give $100, 10%, $100, right? Than it is, say, when you make your first $1 million. You really think when you make $1 million, I'll start giving once I make $1 million. No. You know how much harder it's going to be? Because when you make $1 million, guess what? 30% goes to the government. Now you're left with $700,000. I don't know, maybe $100,000 goes back into paying your bills. Another $100,000 goes back into your business for that, for that year, reinvesting into your business that made you that money. So now you're down to like $500K. You really think you're going to tithe that 10%, 100 more K, bringing you down to $400K? You were just at $1 million, now you're down to $400K. It ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna do it. You have to get into a pattern of giving, right? And again, that doesn't always have to be money. It should be. I think the reason why I think giving your tithes, giving a portion of your money is so important is because God sees it, and it's a test of your trust. And it says God loves a cheerful giver, and there's so many promises in the Bible that God says that's actually the one time I believe in the Bible where he says, test me in this. Otherwise, God doesn't, we know not to put God to the test, but this one time in the Bible, this is where God says, test me in this. Watch what I do when you tithe. Everybody's on the internet looking for ways how to make more money and boost their income and 10x their success, 10x their business. Bro, tithing is your secret weapon, my guy. Why not use it? You have the whole creator of the universe saying, test me in this, bro. Give me your 10% and I'll give you back so much more. In all areas of your life, right? If you want any kind of cheat code hack, little quick trick tip, that's going to be it right there. That's worth your gas money. So with that said, again, highly encourage you to join the Word Club right now. We're really dialing in these things, and we're really focusing this year on prayer, fasting, and giving. So, hey, appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.